All right, y'all. It's good to be out here on the Lord's Sabbath day.
Yes, it is.
Get one more chance to get it right. But I'd like to first and foremost give all praise to the Lord God of Israel, which is Jesus, of our forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Today, we're going to do a very important lesson that deals with judgment. And the title of the lesson is How to Escape the Great White Throne Judgment. How to escape the Great White Throne Judgment.
That's a good one, preacher. It's good.
Yes, sir.
Good one.
See, what most people don't understand is, don't get it twisted, everybody will be judged, but not at the same time. The White Throne Judgment, we do not want to appear there first. You do not want to appear there first for the Great White Throne Judgment, because 9 times out of 10, it's a very slim chance you get in the kingdom. What most people don't understand is, as soon as you and I accept God, Jesus as our Lord and Savior, and start obeying His laws, judgment for us starts right then. What it is, God has a book, and that book is the book of life. Each one of us, once we accept Him as the Lord and Savior, start following His laws, He writes our name in the book. And from that point on, He observes it to see if you continue into His law and His word. As long as you continue, your name stays in the book. But once you start rejecting His law and His word and His Son, He blocks our name out or erases our name out the book. This is the reason why the lesson is put together. It shows us that we can escape the Great White Throne Judgment. I'm not saying escaping judgment. Everybody's going to be judged, but it's the time you will be judged. And believe me, you want to be judged right now for what you're doing in this body right now, according to God's word. He's looking, He's seeking, He's searching everybody to see who's going to be wrote in that book. So this lesson is put together to show us how we can get there faster with Him rather than waiting at the Great White Throne Judgment, because it's a slim chance, very slim chance you will make it when you appear before that Great White Throne Judgment. So we're going to turn to 1 Peter chapter 4. We're going to start with verse 16. I plan on being a judge, not being judged at this time, at the Great White Throne Judgment. So God put all this word here for us to understand Him. And He's looking down from heaven to see. Just like He looked down from heaven and saw Noah. He saw Noah, understood Him, and He showed Noah, hey, build this ark, you'll be saved. And this is the same thing He's doing with us. He's looking. He's trying to see in our mind and our action. See who's going to get in that book of life. So we're going to turn to 1 Peter chapter 4 and verse 16. Let me show you how we can escape the Great White Throne. Like I said, I want to make it clear. I'm not telling no one that you escape judgment. Everybody got to be judged, but it depends on when you will be judged. And believe me, judgment is going on right now as we speak. Verse 16, go ahead.
Yet if any man suffer as a Christian,
Yes, sir.
let him not be ashamed, but let him glorify God on this behalf.
That's powerful. A lot of folk are ashamed of this word. Ashamed to share it with people. Ashamed. And you expect God to share His kingdom with you? When you feel, it's just like your mom and dad showing up at a party with old clothes on. And you're ashamed of them. Because man, they ain't looking like everybody else looking. That's how we look to the world. We showing up with old clothes on to the world, which is the law. Then we say, oh man, they ain't looking at me the right way. I ain't accepted. Forget them and that. Period. Because you do not want to stand in this great white throne judgment. You want to make sure that God understands, you understand his law, so he start writing your name in that book. Period. Don't be ashamed of this. Go ahead.
For the time has come that judgment must begin at the house of God.
Begin where?
At the house of God.
That's with Israel. The house. He's going to begin judgment with his people first. And that judgment have already started, as we're going to find out in this lesson. As soon as you accept Christ and obey his law, judgment is started for you and me. He's trying to see. Go ahead.
And if it first began at us,
yes, sir.
What shall the end be of them that obey not the gospel of God?
Well, what you think going to happen to folks that ain't even trying to do this? Because God said everybody going to hear his word before he come back, have an opportunity to accept his word. That's no question. But the ones that reject this word, what you think going to happen to them? Go ahead.
And if the righteous scarcely be saved,
yes, sir.
Where shall the ungodly and the sinners appear?
See, the righteous going to be scarcely be very, it's a slim chance that we might be saved. He said, where shall the ungodly and the sinners appear? That's a question. What are they going to appear? Let's go find out. Let's go to Revelation chapter 20. I know we got one more, but it's good. Revelation chapter 20 and verse 6. I want to make it clear to y'all, whatever you are doing in this body, make sure you're doing it for God. Because he's looking at us and saying, are they my children? Are they following my ways? Can the world see that they are following my laws? They see, today they see that you're keeping one of them, the Sabbath. We are on the Sabbath day, and that pointed towards your salvation. This is what he's telling us. You blessed to know this information. I'm blessed. And most people shame with this. Have the world if you want it. Have it. I'm trying to get healed. Revelation chapter 20, verse 6. Let's see what the ungodly and the sinners here appear. And believe me, you don't want to appear here. Go ahead.
Blessed and holy is he that has part in the first resurrection.
Yes, sir.
On such the second death has no power. But they shall be priests of God and of Christ, and shall reign with him 1,000 years.
As we found out in the lesson, those are the ones that are written in the book of life. They escaped the great white throne judgment. They escaped that. They blessed. Jump down to verse 11. Go ahead.
And I saw a great white throne, and him that sat on it.
Yes, sir.
From whose face the earth and the heavens fled away. And there was found no place for them.
Go ahead.
And I saw the dead.
He said, I saw a great white throne, and I saw the dead. That means that it's judgment on earth that's going to happen if you appear before this great white throne judgment. You don't want to appear here. I don't want to appear here because it's a slim chance. Go ahead.
And I saw the dead, small and great, stand before God, and the books were open, and another book was open, which is the book of life.
Wait a minute, we got two different books here.
That's right.
What do you mean the books are open? These are the books right here. These 66 books right here, they are open to judge the people before the great white throne judgment and see how did they carry out God's law. Then he go and judge them by the laws of this book. Now the other book is open. Okay, let's see if that name written in the book of life. Go ahead.
And another book was open, which is the book of life.
Yes, sir.
And the dead was judged out of those things which was written in the books, according to their works.
See, people got to understand, you hear all these people in these Sunday churches telling you, you trying to work your way to heaven. What did that just say right here? According to your works. What works? According to the 66 books he's given us, from Genesis to Revelation, we got to work in these books. We got to follow the law. Go ahead.
13. And the sea gave up the dead which was in it,
Yes, sir.
and death and hell delivered up the dead which were in them.
Mm-hmm.
And they were judged, every man according to their works.
See, this is the second resurrection. You don't want to appear here. You don't want to come up in this second resurrection. He said, blessed and holy is he to take part in the first one. Because this one right here, you might not make it. I might not make it. Go ahead.
And death and hell was cast in the lake of fire. This is the second death.
He mean that when he say death and hell cast in the lake of fire, mean that not going to be no more people dying, because everybody going to be immortal. Only if you're going to be a good one or a bad one, you still going to live forever. Either lake of fire or with God, period.
That's right.
He said hell will cast in the lake of fire, meaning that no one would die, no grave no more. No grave. He said this is the second death. Meaning that you do not want to appear before this time, before the great white throne. But you can escape it. I can escape it. Go ahead.
And whosoever was not found written in the book of life was cast into the lake of fire.
So he said judgment going to start at the house of God.
That's right.
With his people, which is Israel. He gave Israel the law, statute to give the word. Once we read and understand these statutes, we must present it to the world instead of being ashamed. If you're ashamed, this might be where you appear before the great white throne judgment. And it's a slim chance. Slim chance. Revelation chapter 3 and verse 1. Let's understand how we can stay in the book and how we can get in the book of life. These people ain't preaching this stuff in these Sunday churches. They're all going to heaven. All of them. All them lies they're teaching people going to heaven. They don't understand that God has a book. And most of all, they might understand he has a book of life, but they don't understand that judgment is started once you accept Jesus and his laws right then. He's trying to see if you're going to stay in his book. And we can be blotted out at any time. Anytime. It ain't no once saved, always saved. Stop believing that lie. That's a big lie they're rolling. Just because we keeping keeping these laws. But believe me, once you stop, all that God do not remember no more. Period. Period. He wants us to be watchful. Revelation chapter 3, we're going to start at verse 1. We're trying to find out how to escape the great white throne judgment. And most of all, get in this book of life. Go ahead, brother.
And unto the angel of the church in Sardis write,
Yes, sir.
These things says he that has the 7 spirits of God and the 7 stars. I know thy works, that thou hast a name, that thou livest and art dead.
7 spirits, 7 stars, they are the angels. He's giving the angels a message to give to the churches. Go ahead.
Be watchful and strengthen the things which remain,
Yes, sir.
that are ready to die. For I have not found thy works perfect before God.
He said, be watchful. You watch out for people who try to take your salvation away from you. Watch. He ain't just telling you to be watching for a car or watching for a bird in the sky. He telling you to watch out and not breaking these laws so you won't be blotted out the book of life. Watch. Read the scriptures. Understand the scriptures. Go ahead.
Remember therefore how thou hast received and heard, and hold fast and repent.
Hold fast to what?
Repent.
And repent to what? The law. You got to hold it. It ain't once we're in church, okay, now we done, we can go and do whatever we want to do. You got to hold this. So many of us want to be with this affection. Just think about this affection that you want from the opposite sex, about somebody cuddling with, holding with. It's how God wants you to hold this. Are you holding it the same way? Or you just drop it? I'm holding it, man. I'm making love to it. Because you know why? Because he loved me. And I'm going to make sure I make love to these scriptures. And how I make the love to these scriptures? I'll act them out. Go ahead.
If therefore thou shalt not watch, I will come on thee as a thief.
Come on, thee as a what?
A thief.
What's a thief? What the thief do when you ain't home? or when you home. He catching you slipping. This is how these people get caught slipping, then they appear before the great white throne. And a lot of these people already know the word. Go ahead.
I will come on thee as a thief, and thou shalt not know what hour I will come upon thee.
We don't know the hour. So we got to keep our bodies straight with the law. Go ahead.
Thou hast a few names, even in Sardis,
Yes, sir.
which have not defiled their garments, and they shall walk with me in white, they that are worthy.
These few names he's talking about are written in the book of life. They walk in white, meaning they have received their bodies, their heavenly bodies. It ain't but a few, y'all, compared to the world, believe me. Very few. We like, what, 1% of the world, 0.%, like 99.9% of the world is doing wrong. Going to the lake of fire. And that 1%, which is Israel, hey, we got opportunity, but it's very few compared to the world. But go ahead.
Verse 5. He that overcometh, the same shall be clothed in white raiment.
He that overcometh what? He that overcometh stealing. He that overcometh lying. He that overcometh fornication, sex before marriage. He that overcometh adultery, if you marry. He that overcometh every single sin that in this Bible. You got to overcome it, I got to overcome it. Everybody. Go ahead.
And I will not blot out his name out of the book of life.
What? So we got a book here. He said, he that overcometh, I will not blot or erase or white it out, as we know. When you make a mistake on your essay or on your work in school, what do you give? You write with a pen, you blot it out with, what they call this stuff? White out. And that's what God using, but he gonna blot you out, meaning erase your name out that book if you're not following the word of God. Go ahead.
I will blot out his name out of the book of life, but I will confess his name before my Father and before his angels.
Yes, sir. Go ahead. Jump down to verse 8.
I know thy works. Behold, I have set before thee an open door, and no man can shut it. For thou hast a little strength, and hast kept my word, and hast not denied my name.
God know we weak out here. He know we weak. He said, I know you ain't got but a little strength. But hold on. Because of what I got for you, you can't even imagine this. This is worth over $1 trillion. It ain't even got no price on it. Wait. Have strength in this word. Get into it. Go ahead.
Behold, I will make them of the synagogue of Satan,
Yes, sir.
which say they are Jews and are not, but do lie.
Who said they're Jews today? We ain't. As a nation, it's those people over there in the land today call themselves Israelites, and they are liars. He said the ones that say they are Jews, they are not. Go ahead.
Behold, I will make them to come and worship before thy feet.
They're going to worship before us. Know why? Because at the time, when you're being judged before the great white throne judgment, you become a God. Now you a judge. I'm a judge if we make it through here. Go ahead.
I will make them to come and worship before thy feet, and to know that I have loved thee.
Yes, sir.
Because thou hast kept the word of my patience.
Kept it. That's our action, right? We keeping the word today. We holding the Sabbath day congregation today on the Sabbath. We having a holy convocation. How many people in the world doing this? Tomorrow, they're going to hold Sunday. That ain't the seventh day. He said, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep you from the hour of temptation. This is what we got to understand here. In order for you to get your mind under control, your emotions under control, you got to keep the word. I got to keep the word. If we don't keep the word, the hour of temptation is going to take you over. You're going to be in that bed sleeping with somebody you ain't supposed to be sleeping with. You're going to be out there lying and stealing, taking stuff you ain't supposed to be taking. You're going to be doing you're going to be breaking all God's laws, and you're going to appear before him sinful. And you will appear before the great white throne. And most of the people that are sinning sometimes die in their sin. They can't repent.
That's right.
And you standing before that great white throne? That's why he said, be mindful of what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be waiting like, okay, I'm going to wait till when I go to bed, I ask God for lying. No, you better ask him right then. Period. Don't I mean, I used to do that a lot. I got a lot of sins I got to ask God to forgive me for late at night. Like, what's wrong with that? That's how crazy our mind was. Like, we only can pray at one particular time.
That's right.
That's at night before we go to bed. No, get it right then. Go ahead.
I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation which shall come upon all the world.
Yes, sir.
To try them that dwell upon the earth.
Mm-hmm.
Behold, I come quickly, hold that fast which thou hast, that no man take thy crime.
Don't let nobody take your crime now. How they take your crime? Y'all believe in that old law? Y'all keeping all them holy days? God done that away, done away with that. We ain't got to do that no more. Come on over to the New Testament.
That's what they say.
Where it's love, peace. You congregate, we can hug you and kiss you and fellowship and all that. Get away from me. If you ain't got these laws, we ain't got no conversation. You ain't taking my crown. You ain't taking my crown. Period. Jump down to verse 20. Go ahead.
Behold.
Wait a minute. Go back up. We ain't finished all of this. Verse 11. My fault. Come on now, you supposed to let me know now.
We don't read verse 11.
Okay,
I
go
read
ahead.
it over. Behold, I come quickly, hold that fast which thou hast, that no man take thy crime.
Yes, sir.
Him that overcometh will I make a pillar in the temple of my God.
Yes, that's what I'm getting to right. He that overcometh will make a pillar, meaning that your name will never be erased out of his kingdom.
Yes.
He etched that in stone. Just like he wrote the commandments with his finger on 2 tables of stone. You can't erase that. Go ahead.
Him that overcometh will I make a pillar in the temple of my God.
Yes, sir.
And he shall go no more out,
Mm-hmm.
and I will write upon him the name of my God.
Yes, sir.
And the name of the city of my God,
Mm-hmm.
which is New Jerusalem, which cometh down out of heaven from my God, and I will write upon him my new name.
God doing a lot of writing here. He keep record. We're going to find out he keep record of you and me in this book. So we can escape the great white throne judgment. Jump down to verse 20. Go ahead.
Behold, I stand at the door and knock.
Yes, sir.
If any man